some today?
What they say is true. You have to see the world for yourself to appreciate how beautiful it is. Let's continue our chat here.
Okay, so do you have any ideas on how we can investigate the sages, Nahida?
Actually, I've already done a little bit of work on that. But for now, I want to hear your thoughts. I've already tried that, but all the key members of the Academia, even the core of 30 guards, intentionally avoid wearing their Akasha terminals. It seems that from the very beginning, they've been guarding against info leaks from the Akasha. Of course, it could also be because they're wary of me.
Have you already caught the sage's attention?
I'm guessing not yet, but distrusting me would make perfect sense if they've ever paid attention to the urban legends. In any case, I probably can't take over their minds directly. No way, that's too risky.
You mean it'd be too easy to get caught?
No, it's not that. We shouldn't involve innocent students in this. A single mistake could completely ruin their lives. Doing that would be ignoring the safety of my people for my own selfish—
That's a good point. Spoken like the god of Sumeru.
We're in the dark as of now. Since we still don't know anything about their goals, any rash move could tip them off and lead to terrible consequences. After all, every person in Sumeru City is one of their hostages.
Are we really out of ideas? Nahida, you're super smart.
According to a popular
Okay, but aren't you the god of wisdom?
Well, then I should find—
You're saying we should recruit a spy? Oh, before coming back—
Actually, I already have someone in mind. Do you still remember that female scholar named
Setaria. Paimon, we ran into her basically every time. Paimon still remembers the—
I've always liked observing all kinds— She was born in the desert.
Oh, Paimon didn't know she was—
The name Setaria means star. When she lived in the desert later on, she was soon after. The star began to waver, but in the end, she couldn't give up the radiance of daytime. To cope with her shame, the star buried her guilt and closed her—
From the sound of it, but she doesn't really support the Academia.
Indeed. She's suppressing a lot of guilt, but before she realized it, she had already become right. We must that way, not only from my past observation, tomorrow afternoon just happened to prepare. Let's go. This should be Sataria's favorite fortune-telling spot.
So should we act?
No, I already have enough.
Talking style and...
My poor lost lambs. Have you become troubled over your fate? The divine voice of...
Huh? Really?
Shh! It would seem...
Oh, nothing. Go on, pick an aspect for her to divine.
Health prospects. No problem at all. The gods have spoken. The truth shall be revealed. Your life shall continue on for... Many... Marut, did you two spoil my divination? I've never...
Actually, Paimon thinks...
I admit that the orientation of today's celestial...
Is that so?
If you were to bring some food offerings for Heart and Marut on your next visit, perhaps they could help you reverse the wheels of fate.
Is this another one of Sataria's favorite stalls?
Yep, it belongs to a king. His father helps Sataria a lot when they start talking with him. Listen...
Ah, dear customers. Would you like to look at some pottery?
We caught wind of your great crafts.
Oh, I recognize you.
Speaking of...
I suppose you could say it. After that, I began
That's nice. You're making...
So...
Oh, no, not anymore.
I see. I'll have someone in charge of
No problem.
This should be our final stop. Sataria's always thinking of this restaurant when she's working at the academia. So she always comes by whenever she's out in the city.
Nahida, you...
It's my duty to protect Sumeru's citizens.
Hi there. I feel like I've seen you down by the docks before. Huh? Sorry, If I recall, you were having a discussion with someone about shipbuilding at the time.
Oh, that's right! I've always been really interested in feats of marine engineering. After all, I grew up in Liyue Harbor and spent my entire childhood staring at the ships going in and out of the port. But I'm still discussing all kinds of problems with different scholars, and I'm continuing to study and perform research from the restaurant's basement. I'm sure I'll get to the
What an admirable spirit for learning! Amazing!
Sure, but you'll find hardworking people...
So this restaurant has a basement as well?
That's right. It's not usually open to patrons. Most of the time, employees use it for breaks or to hold private events.
I see. Yes, that makes sense. Well, good luck with your studies, Miss Chishan.
Thank you so much. As long as I can make it into the academia as an official student, I'll be happy.
So, was that everybody?
Mm-hmm. 3 familiar faces should be enough for Sataria.
What's the point of all the information we've collected? Nahida, you still haven't told...
Sataria is already used to avoiding her problems, so we must find a way to break through her usual sensibilities. I remember you mentioned that the Eremites in port, although it's all just a boatload of nonsense, the fate of her homeland may turn out to be Sataria's soft spot.
Oh, Paimon gets it now! You want to take advantage of the guilt Sataria feels about her. Although she knows she should return home to help the people of the desert, all she's done is conspire with the sages.
Deshret is long gone, and Setaria is also too smart to fall for any simple tricks. If we simply engaged her under the guise of King Deshret's believers, she would definitely be wary of us, and we may, but if we were to borrow some of her close acquaintances to talk with her, her reaction would probably be very different.
So, you mean you're going to possess those people we just talked to?
Yep. Possess them through the Akasha. Imply they've already converted to the faith of King Deshret, and then convey our made-up will of King Desh. As long as everything goes smoothly, we'll get through to Setaria for sure. She'll never guess that we had anything to do with it.
Ah, so that's how you're going to use all the info we collected on these people.
Exactly. So, best of luck with impersonating them.
Huh? Best of luck? But we don't know how to possess anyone.
That's no problem at all. I'll just share all their senses with you once I've possessed them. As long as you're also wearing an Akasha terminal, the effect will be...
Huh. That is pretty convenient. But why does he have to do this? Can't you do it yourself?
Although I've been observing humans for a while, I've never been good at imitating them.
You're not wrong. It's always been painfully obvious whenever you try to pass as Catherine.
If it was at all possible.
Yeah, don't beat yourself up over it. We're only doing this to help everyone.
All right, then.
Here she comes. Satari is here.
Let's quietly follow her. Once she starts talking to her acquaintances, we'll find a safe... As for how we'll sway her to our side, I'll leave that to you. I trust you'll know what to say.
Paimon, looks like they've already started talking. Let's find a hiding spot.
That's right. You really can't force anything when it comes to love. And besides, everyone around me is a are you still listening?
Oh, of course I'm listening. You were talking about troubles with your love life, right? I heard everything you said.
Okay then. You just seemed a little distracted for a moment there. Strange. Your cats seem pretty worked up. Is something wrong? I always thought they were quiet, happy kitties. Oh, what are their names again? Ah, that's right. They are just little darlings, aren't they? Harut and Marut.
So, which fortune do you want me to read for you today?
I'd like to get another reading on my love prospects, but to be perfectly honest with you, I feel like...
A mess?
Well, could you do a reading on how long it'll take me to finish my current project at...
I hear you. No problem at all. The gods are asking, Setaria, why haven't you gone home?
Why haven't I gone... home? Do the gods really know everything I've been thinking about?
Sitaria, why don't you just go home? It's a demand now instead of a question. Oh, the gods seem to be
I'm sorry. I know I failed the gods. Please, and if I may ask, Nabia, is there a specific god who's speaking to...
What an inconsiderate and naive question. The god who is speaking to...
King Deshret? No wonder he would make such demand of me. Even though news of King Deshret's resurrection has been spreading like wildfire, it's all just a misinformation campaign from the Academia. How can King...
What insolence! I am King Deshret's most loyal believer. Do you...
Oh, no. As a child of the desert, I am only reveling in his power upon learning that his divine glory has touched even this city. I will think very carefully about his demand of me. I'm sorry. I must go now.
Wait!
Whoa! She just ran off in a hurry.
Well done. Sitaria didn't seem to suspect anything amiss. To have something she's been trying desperately to avoid show up out of nowhere and berate her, that must have shaken her to the core.
Aw, Nahida, it seems like you
All I know are some abstract Harvard-taught theories. In any case, my time with you has shown a lot of them to be... Anyway, enough of that. Let's hurry and...
She's out of Keem's now, right on cue. Let's get ready to possess him right away.
It's okay. I just got caught up in something. Oh, actually, didn't you ask me to help you look for work? What kind of work were you looking for again? Oh, right. Your old man's craft. How could I forget? Speaking of, how's he doing? Is he feeling any better? Oh, that's good to hear. I have been thinking a lot about him. If I could get some more time off. Actually, while we're talking about him, is he still living in Port...
Yeah, he's been retired there for a while.
If you could find the time, please write him a letter. Let him know that recently, faith in King Deshret has taken root in Port Ormos, and has begun... He has a quick temper, and has always been a devout follower of the Dendro Archon. I don't want him to get into a fight with those King Deshret believers.
Oh? So, who are you siding with in all of this? The... I'm so jealous of you. You were born a child of the desert, yet you chose to betray King Deshret, and now you spend all your time...
Akeem, you don't mean... you've...
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise King Deshret? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who...
Can't pick a side? Me?
Whoa! Paimon had no idea you'd be so good at this.
You really zeroed in on the issue and put it right in front of her. But once everything is over, I'll be sure to pay her a visit.
Come on! Sitaria's...
So, Shishan, have you noticed anything weird in the city lately? Like, as if someone was trying to preach to you about something?
Oh, right. I celebrated the Sub-Zerus festival so many times that I lost...
Wait, how could you be aware?
Are you still failing to realize that the Academia's lowly...
Shishan, don't tell me that you've converted...
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for In reality, shouldn't you...
Please, please stop!
Even now, Sitaria's still trying to run from her problems.
She can no longer justify everything to...
Hey, she's trying to talk to the guards!
This is the most important part of all. Quick, get ready.
Mercenary, you're a member of the Corps of 30, correct? Please help me pass a message to the mob.
Please, try to remain calm, miss. Tell me what—
Heretics are infiltrating the city, and they've already converted many residents to their—
Heretics? What kind of
King Deshret! Many people I know have suddenly started—
Miss Sataria, nothing is—
You know my name.
King Deshret is immortal, and all who defy— You must face the truth, Sataria. You tread a treacherous path, and the longer you ignore it, the tighter the child of King Deshret. Never forget that the desert that belongs to you lies elsewhere.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise King Deshret? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of King Deshret.
Sataria, why haven't you gone home?
It seems that no matter where I run, I only keep finding more believers of King Deshret. I've also been running from my guilt this whole time. Guilt over my part in the sage's plans, and from ignoring the letters from the children of my homeland. But no matter how much I may try to ignore or get rid of it, my guilt always comes back.
You won't necessarily lose your research opportunities by facing the truth. Besides, did you really want to conduct your research while carrying such heavy feelings of guilt?
How do you know me so well? Are you truly just a believer of King Deshret? Or are you the god himself?
That's not important. The important thing is to pass judgment on the academia and its sages, and to correct their mistakes. If you could provide some assistance in this matter, perhaps it could serve as a form of atonement.
I've actually never believed in the gods, but I've always believed in serendipity. Your appearance must be a fated opportunity for me to get out of this wretched situation. Please tell me, what can I do for you?
How much do you know about the sage's current activities?
I was just one of the designers for the massed dream harvest scheme, which is what happened around the Sub-Zeru's festival. But I know very little about the full scope of the overall project. I'd assume that only staff with the highest clearance would have access to those confidential documents. I've just been working to meet the Grand Sage's specified requirements. However, there's something that's been really bothering me. I heard that a scholar who was previously expelled has returned to the city.
To fight against the academia, we will need to figure out the nature and the purpose of their work. Is there a way for us to get access to the confidential documents?
It should be possible if we're willing to take some risks. After all, I'm an assistant to the Grand Sage, and I've been working on many tasks outside of the project. One thing, though, I won't be able to transfer the documents to you through the Akasha once I get my hands on them. The sages have always closely monitored all activities within the Akasha. Let me see. Let's use the most primitive method. Send someone to pick up the documents tomorrow evening at the
academia entrance. Wouldn't that be too conspicuous?
Don't worry about that. I assure you, this won't be a trap. I'm only suggesting this location because it'll draw more scrutiny for me to leave the academia again. It'll be safest for me to distract the guards long enough to hand you the documents.
All right, I trust you.
So, if I were to successfully complete this task, would it mean I've atoned for my
That'll depend on the judgment of the Dendro...
The Dendro Archon. That's right. Her people are the ones we have endangered. As the God of Wisdom, she's also the one responsible for judging and guiding the scholars. Maybe it's time for me to find a...
Just as Nahida predicted, we've managed to bring Sataria to our side!
The Traveler's execution was ingenious. He's the one who deserves all the praise. Well, now that we've made plans to meet again...
Pray? But if we're going to pray to the gods, aren't we just praying to you? God of Wisdom and Guardian of the Scholars?
No. The truth is the true guardian of scholars. I've always believed that. Anyway... Something on your mind again? Let's work through it together. 2 heads are better than 1.
Catherine, right?
That's right. I suppose I'm the other Catherine in your mind.
Shh! We're on a secret mission tonight, so we need to
Yep, Paimon's right. We cannot fully rule out the chance that if something were to happen, my existence may be the only trump card we'll be able to... After all, the Academia should still be unable to confirm the...
Yep, exactly. Just what Paimon was thinking. Anyway, enough about that. Let's just make... Off? What do you feel is off? It's the middle of the night. Of course it...
No, I think he's right. It really is a lot quieter than usual. If you look around, there seems to be fewer people on the streets.
Maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe...
I also can't quite figure out why things feel a little off.
Well, regardless... There really aren't many people out right now. Let's hope it'll be this quiet in front of the Academia, and that Sataria managed to distract all the guards. This hour of the night.
The triumphant hero returns at last. And to a rather spectacular welcome, even if I do say so myself.
You're the outcast, expelled from the Academia.
Indeed I am. Although these days they tend to call me the Doctor. If you're looking for your researcher friend, she has already been taken into confinement. With some basic caution, she could have discovered the listening device on her person. Clearly, she lacks the degree of rigor expected of a true scholar.
The people of Sumeru City! What have you done to them?
I simply made some minor adjustments to their Akasha terminals. Now they can deposit information directly into the subconscious. As you can see, all these lovely people now believe this traveler is a hero who has just saved the world. My experiment is a success. And now it seems they can no longer hold back their sheer adoration.
No, what should we do? These are all just regular people.
Leave now. You need to get out of here.
What? That guy's a Fatui Harbinger! We can't just leave you here!
Nor can I abandon the people of Sumeru! Don't worry. We'll meet again outside of the city.
I see. You appear to have overridden their mental faculties with your own consciousness. To possess such a powerful mind, you must be the god of wisdom.
This should be far enough. Whew. Paimon needs to catch her breath first. Is Nahida going to be okay? We only made it out because of her. Paimon wasn't counting on running into a new Harbinger here, let alone such a high-ranking one. That guy was number 2. So scary. He called himself the Doctor. Remember, Tainari told us about him. Sataria did say that someone who once got expelled from the Academia came back recently. And that even the sages are wary of him. Yep, sounds like she must have been talking about the Doctor. Yeah, now that the Doctor's in the picture, we're no longer just dealing with the Academia. They're in cahoots with the Fatui. But what are the Fatui after this time? Another Gnosis? Yeah, things would be a lot easier with Nahida's help. Nahida said we'll meet again outside of the city. But we can't just keep waiting around, right? You mean... Oh, right! Wasn't he invited by the sages to work on some project when we were staying with him in the Vidia Forest? That has to be the same project. Even though he turned it down at the time, he might still know something. There's no time to lose. Let's go to Gandharvaville.
Smell of treasure.
Hold it right there. A blonde-haired traveler and a floating fairy. We've got you all right. Take a look around. You've fallen right into our trap.
Are you mercenaries from the Corps of 30? Did you come here to arrest us?
Corps of 30? We're nothing like those government lapdogs who don't even get scraps for their work. We are an elite brigade that commands the highest commission rate in all of Sumeru. We're here on the orders of a client known only—
The outcast? An outcast from the academia? But why wouldn't the doctor just send the Fatui after us?
Still wasting time on idle chit-chat. We'll shut you up soon enough. Get them!
You're up, traveler!
Following orders.
Help! Hey! Let's dance!
Take that! Oh! Take my blade. Ah! Need more. New punch.
Everyone hold hands! It isn't over yet! Here comes reinforcements!
You want this one? Need. Take that!
That was pretty rough. Is that what elite mercenaries are like? Yeah, looks like we'll have to keep our guards up. But this doctor guy seems like a pretty tough opponent. He knew exactly where to set up. Going up against smart people is tough. Anyway, let's keep... Oh, it's the Traveler and Paimon. What are you two doing back here? Kale! It's nice to see you again. Are you doing all right? To be honest, I'm not doing too well. As a result, Master Tainari is taking me off the patrol schedule. He will only allow me to stay here and coordinate other people's tasks. Oh, Kale! Speaking of Tainari, did he go off on patrol? We're here to talk to him. Oh, Master Tainari? You just left the Avidia... He left? But isn't Tainari always saying that he never wants to... I thought it was weird too. Master Tainari always prioritizes his work as a forest watcher above everything. He almost never leaves his post. He left in a hurry this time though. No, I only found out that he left through a message he left behind. He also made sure to delegate all his tasks using a schedule. To leave in such a hurry? I'd guess he had something urgent to take care of. Master Tainari originally studied in the Immorta Darshan of the Academia, and part of CI is something like the Immorta's research base. Many rare shrubs and grasses have been... I know that before he became a forest watcher, Master Tainari once spent a long time conducting...
A research base, huh? Gotta wonder what kind of research Tainari just decided to work on all of a sudden. Oh, we don't have a lot of time, so let's go look for him at Party's DI.
Don't worry. I'm fine. I'm used to living with Elazar by now. If you run into Master Tainari...
Got it. Will do. See you later, Kale. You're okay. We were so worried about you. Hey, this was supposed to be a touching reunion, but
Actually, it's very smart of the Traveler to be wary of me right now. After all, the doctor has shown that his tech... Plus, it's not like you could have known what happened after we split up and I was facing the doctor by myself. Even a pool of stagnant water after a torrential storm can occasionally pass as a patch of sky.
Paimon feels like only the real Nahida could come up with such an obscure...
Huh? But...
Well, we understand that point now.
When you left, I was still... Instead, he did some... Luckily, I managed to finish my restorations and mind jump away from him.
What a relief. The doctor...
I wouldn't be relieved just yet. I gave away my true identity when I restored everyone's minds, which means we've lost another one of our trump cards. Also, the doctor is already an expert at modifying Akasha terminals. Maybe it's only a matter...
Would that mean you'd no longer be able to jump between minds? Then... it feels like he's toying. Plus, the doctor's combat ability...
We shouldn't give up hope just yet. Let's try to find another way to attack this problem.
Actually, Nahida, how did you...
Yes, I have. I can see the traveler's element. You didn't come here for sightseeing.
We're looking for a scholar we know. His name is Tainari, and the sages once tried to reach out to him.
Okay, let's just hope we won't.
Traveler? It is you!
Ah, it's Hypatia!
What a pleasant surprise!
Who's this?
She's a scholar we met in the Avidia Forest. When we...
Oh, I see.
That's right, we're old friends. You've come at just...
Hypatia, you're way too excited about this. Actually, for you to leave the Avidia Forest means... Oh, you're not in training anymore? Wait, no. Did you already finish your training and reach Pariporna life?
What do you think? My consciousness has already managed to make contact with the divine.
You did it! Congratulations!
It's so exhilarating to share this when my consciousness made contact with the gods.
That sounds incredible!
Oh, all right. Actually, please remember? I promised to help you understand what you saw. My current self has not only gained...
You can do that?
I've never heard of anything like that, but if you want to give it a try, I'll do my best to protect your conscience.
Hold on. I brought some spirit borneal with me. This is still a crucial part of the ceremony.
We're using that incense again?
All right now. Hold my hand. I'll help you
Okay.
Ready?
It took 3 betrayals for me to finally understand. The world is just an elaborate tapestry of lies. My fury will never be quelled. The first to betray me was a god. My creator. My mother. Valuing strength above all, she saw no worth in me and I was discarded. The second was a human. My family. My friend. Consumed by fear, he saw me as an abomination. The third was one exactly like me. A hope for the future. A fledgling barely out of the nest. Powerless before his mortality, he broke his promise to me. Humans, they can't be trusted. And the gods fill me with pure loathing. So I said good riddance. I denounce the world and laugh in its face. My chest will never again be defiled by worldly filth. I will scrub away every last trace of human emotion. Then it will be empty, a blank slate, and ready to receive a supreme gnosis, brimming with pure divinity. There is no need to fear. The pain will be brief. Your era is coming to an end.
What was that? Did we actually just see the Balladier's memories? Everything matches what we know about him. But how is he connected to the divine consciousness that Hypatia was talking about?
You saw it, right? You felt it, right? Such a majestic god! Such a noble will! Such sublime emotion! Alas, shame. If only that which beats within my chest wasn't a filthy mortal heart. Oh, great and merciful God!
Do you understand now? I'm afraid this is no Periporno life, but rather...
You! Why are you so mean? I found divine wisdom. Shouldn't I receive praise and honor?
Hypatia?
That's how I always thought everything Wait, have I already lost my mind?
Wait, something isn't right.
Okay, we finally lost him. Are you okay, Nahida? Wait, no.
Oh, the Traveler's back?
Nahida was controlling your body for a while. It seemed like she jumped over to you as an emergency measure right before the Catherine. After that, Tainari heard the commotion and came over. He helped us defeat the mercenaries and then he ran with us all the way here. What? You swapped places? Wait, then where is...
I never imagined that an individual... Also, while we were running, the consciousness in your the doctor has found a way to... But even in a moonless night...
Oh no! Was that message all she left for us? It's pretty vague. Oh, that makes sense! Since even in a moonless night, a shower of starlight can still drown out illusions and lies. Huh. Paimon knows the moon, illusions, and lies. Didn't Nahida use a starlight analogy before? It had something to do with Sataria. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. But she isn't with us.
Paimon, you said Sanctuary of Surasthana, correct? Does this mean that this...
Your guess is correct, but the situation's a bit complicated, so it's really hard for us to explain right now.
That's all right. A scholar's curiosity doesn't need to be appeased right away. I've spent some time with you.
Thank you, Tainari. Oh, actually, we came here to ask you a question. What do you know about the project that the sages have been working on?
Ah, that. While I was indeed invited to join that project, the sages were always secretive about its scope. All I know is that the project has something to do with the restoration of Irminsul.
Huh? Did you see something when you were in Nahida's body? What?
Do you have any evidence? So that's what happened. That explains why Hypatia's symptoms were different from the...
Tainari, did you leave the Avidia Forest?
I did. If I didn't take action, Hypatia... Now that you mention it... But I still didn't expect them to do something as arrogant as creating a new god. Looks like I made the right decision by the Doctor and the Balladeer. We have 2 Fatui Harbingers in Sumeru. Sounds like we're in for a bad time. From your description, I don't think they've completed their project. There may still be room for us to but then... What is the connection between creating a new god and
Yeah, it feels like we're still nowhere close to figuring out the sage's goals. Right, we've pretty much gone over everything we need to know, so we should head out. How about you, Tainari? What are you going to do?
I'll stay here for now. I still want to try a few more things to help Hypatia. If you're planning to go into the desert, start by heading for Caravan Ribat. That'll be your fastest route. Come find me here if...
Thanks, Tainari. Hopefully Hypatia will feel better soon. We're off then. We finally made it to Caravan Ribat. It's pretty lively here. So, just past this wall is the desert, huh? Oh, wow. Paimon remembers hearing people call this the Wall of Samiel. It's made to block sandstorms from the outside. Oh, if it's this tall...
Enough gawking. Come on, follow me.
Huh?
Over here.
Oh, Ethan went that way! Let's hurry up and follow him. Wonder what he's up to.
What the... Where did he go? How did we lose him? They were just here.
More Eremite mercenaries? Who are they working for this?
You were too careless. You should have noticed those hopeless amateurs trailing you a long time ago. There's no need to thank me. I've never cared to keep track of personal favors. All I did was correct a mistake I happened to come across.
You really gave Paimon a scare, Alhaitham. We never thought we'd run into you here. Last time we met at Port Ormos, didn't you say you were going back to the Academia?
Oh, so you've already landed yourselves on the Academia's hit list. I can't say that I didn't expect it. However, had I wished to turn you over to the Academia, don't you think you'd already be the Eremite's honored guests by now?
Oh, right. You do have a point.
I have no interest in running errands for that project. As a scholar, I've always belonged to the camp that promotes research, and these days, you're more fascinating than anything the sages can not quite. To tell you the truth, I'm still investigating the divine knowledge Everyone says the capsule originated in the... Which brings me back to you, and why you're so interesting. The leader of Ainul Ahmar used the divine knowledge capsule right in front of you, and upon seeing him, your expression became perplexed, and you were to have that kind of reaction. I think you must have realized something. Are you interested at all in sharing what you've been hiding from me?
Alhaitham, you really have a ridiculous eye for detail. What kind of person even notices or remembers stuff like that?
So that's your answer. But that does prove you do have some undisclosed information about the divine knowledge capsule. Am I right? No matter. Rather than simply learning the answers from you, I'd still prefer to investigate on my own. Speaking of...
That's right! We have the same plan as you!
Then I'd suggest starting with Aru Village. It's
always better to travel with someone you know. Let's go!
Before us lies Aru Village, the safe haven of the desert folk.
Whoa, this landscape is really something else.
Unless my memory fails me, we have barely spoken 2 words to each other before now at the Academia. Would you care to enlighten me as to when and how I invited the General Mahamatra's wrath?
Alhaitham, do not think you can escape my judgment just because you managed to escape my attack.
Judgment? So that's how you'd characterize your actions here, is it?
Had I used my full strength, not even this traveler would have been able to stop me. Though styled like an assassination, I sought only to ensure that my target would be
Seemed to me more like your own personal touch. Yes. General Mahamatra Sino, head of all the Matra at the Academia. He's a formidable...
You seem to have placed a lot of trust in Alhaitham, to the point of blocking an attack for him. If I were you, I'd never choose to side with him. I wouldn't believe a single... I've been pursuing this scribe for a long time. I urge you, Stand back.
Has Alhaitham done something wrong?
I won't waste my breath explaining things. Take it out. The divine knowledge capsule you're hiding on your person.
Very perceptive of you. Nothing escapes a mantra.
Wait, the divine knowledge capsule? Didn't it fall into the Matra's hands in Port Ormos?
No wonder you speak with such confidence, Sino. But I must admit, I'm very curious. What does this capsule mean to you? And why, as General Mahamatra of the Academia, are you all alone in the desert? As far as I'm aware, the other Matra have been speculating about your disappearance. Have you been given a mission that's, let's say, morally? If I was the real target of your mission, what was stopping you from simply using your authority and resources to judge me within the walls of...
I should have known you'd be difficult to deal with.
You two! Ugh! What should we do, Traveler? Paimon feels like...
Ahem. Well, look at you two, acting all tough and self-righteous over there.
Wait, Dia? Great! Finally, someone that we can trust! You gotta help us out here. Otherwise, these two are gonna...
Yeah, sure looks that way. Two giants from the Academia duking it out once and for all. Not something you get to see every day, that's for sure. Listen, I know you academic types love to fill up your big brains with self-righteous morality and lord your empty rules and virtues over each other. But how dare you bring your petty disputes into the sick? It seems like someone's gonna have to beat some... Hey, did either of you hear a word I just said?
Whoa, what's going on? The wind's so strong! Is this a sandstorm? Paimon's gonna get blown away!
Another sandstorm? What's up with these recently?
Hey! All of you, over here, quickly! We have to...
Someone's calling for us! Oh, this wind is too...
That sounded like Candace. Come on, you two. Jeez, are all of you at...
All right, stop yelling.
Well, this is pretty... Hey, wanna play sardines with three people who wanna tear each other limb from limb? Sure, why not? Sounds fun. The air is so thick and heavy. Paimon can hardly keep floating anymore.
My sincere apologies, everyone. This is the home of our village chief. I will have to ask you to make do with this small room until the sand... Please, let me introduce myself. I am Candace, protector of Aru village.
Our savior has come at last! Nice to meet you, Candace. The name's Paimon. Thank you so much for helping us.
There's no need to thank me. It's only right to help each other when the weather...
Wow, she's so gentle and caring, like a nice older sister. Unlike those guys over there.
All right. Now that we're all better acquainted, we should return to the topic at hand. As a guardian charged with the responsibility to protect my fellow villagers from harm, and now that you have set foot within our village itself, it is all the more my responsibility to make absolutely sure that you So please, have an honest and sincere conversation with one another, and put your hostile if anyone dares to start anything again while they are under this roof, I will not hesitate to send them out for some quality time with the creatures of the sandstorm.
Oh, on second thought, Paimon may have misjudged Candace's character.
And that goes for you too, Miss Dia. Do I make myself clear?
All right, we got it, Candace. That's what I like to hear. So, which of I was supposed to be a mediator, but I might have gotten a little too involved just now. Anyway, one of those two should probably start talking.
Wait, that was you trying to be...
I have nothing to hide, so there's no shame in explaining myself. While Al-Haytham wasn't wrong about the other Matra not knowing my whereabouts, it's not because I've been assigned a more... Rather, I've chosen to exile myself.
Huh? Exile yourself?
A little while ago, I discovered that there was data missing in the Academia's project planning and development files. What little they did report clearly, as General Mahamatra, I had the responsibility and authority to request an audit. I tried to investigate the issue myself before submitting a formal audit request. But I began to realize that, unsurprisingly, the Grand Sage rejected my audit request. The power of the General Mahamatra is granted by the sages.
So they really are up to no good.
I realized then that to the Grand Sage, the Matra are nothing more than tools. The vows that we took, the principles that we strive to uphold, they are meaningless to the Academia of today. I believed it would be wise to flee the Academia before the sages had a chance to take action. I will never give up on this investigation. There's no need for someone else to give me power or authority. Once I've...
Sino seems to have the same goal as us. We're all investigating the sages. Plus, now that he's no longer the General Mahamatra, he somehow feels a lot less scary. Well, Sino, if that's your story, then...
When I was investigating the matter in the Academia, I overheard a conversation. The sages asked you to investigate a blonde-haired traveler.
What?
Like many parts of the project, this assignment was undocumented. Now throw in your suspicious behavior with the Divine Knowledge Capsule, and I think we just...
Yes. I was indeed tasked with investigating the Traveler. After all, the promised reward was so great that hardly any scholar could have refused. The sage told me, once you've completed...
A most enticing offer.
Unfortunately, those academics don't know me at all. Their words contained one key piece of information. From my perspective, the sages are far from trustworthy. Think about it. So, I began my own investigation, and I've been less guarded.
You mean that the sages originally planned to dispose of you, using one of those capsules that...
I'd already given up on the assignment by then. I only told the Academia, so it came as quite a surprise when I encountered my erstwhile target while investigating the Divine...
Criminals do love to talk about...
Even though I ran into the Traveler by chance, I had no intention of providing... You were the ones who decided to follow me and strike up a conversation after I left that tavern.
That's true. Al-Haytham helped us out at Caravan...
I'm willing to apologize, if that's worth anything to you. I took the Divine Knowledge Capsule behind your back because I judged its existence to be...
You should be well aware, Scribe Al-Haytham, that curiosity can also lead you to danger and suspicion. Answer me this. Did the sages share any information about their project?
Have I not made myself clear? You and I are both distrusted by the Academia.
Fine. Although you haven't completely proven...
As you wish.
Good. I'm glad to see you two clearing up your misunderstandings. And now you, Dia. I believe it's your turn.
Oh, sorry. Whatever the boys were talking about must... My situation is pretty... I had nothing going on, so But then I saw these two random guys...
Is that all? Well, I will admit that
That's more like it. I missed you all so much, Candace.
Whoa! What was that sound?
No need to worry.
Creatures? In the sandstorm? Are you sure you don't want...
Fighting in a sandstorm is not for the faint-hearted.
Anyone without extensive training in these conditions is at a disadvantage.
Yeah, just leave him to Candace. Don't worry, she's as tough as they come.
The wind's died down. That means the sandstorm's over, right? Candace still isn't back yet, though. Is she alright? Maybe we should go out and check on her.
When you put it that way, even I'm starting to feel a little worried. All right, let's go. We've been here long enough, and the boys are as chatty as the floor.
Hey! Whoa! Candace, you're still fighting? You've been out here dealing with these creatures the entire time?
Yes. They just keep coming in waves.
Here come...
Leave this round to us. I got interrupted earlier, but now I have something to take my anger out on.
It's been quite a while since I've seen the Flame Mane in action. I'll leave these to you then.
I'll be sure to put on a good show. Let's go!
Everyone hold hands!
I'll protect us. Here comes another wave! When are they ever gonna let up? Yeah. Oh. The creatures stopped appearing. Was that the last of them?
What we fought just now was probably the aftermath of the sandstorm. So we should be safe for the time being.
Well fought, everyone. No injuries, I hope.
Huh? Who are you?
Ah, my apologies. I haven't had a chance to greet you yet. I had my hands full taking care of the village's elderly and children. I am the chief of Aru Village. Everyone usually calls me Uncle Anpu.
Sir, I am also originally from the desert, but I have not been back for some time now. May I ask if such sandstorms are common?
I can't say they've always been common, but recently the storms have become increasingly severe and frequent. Besides sandstorms, we also occasionally get earthquakes.
Another effect of Irminsul's weathering. So, Irminsul's weathering causes withering zones in the forest, and sandstorms and earthquakes...
Everything in the natural world is inextricably connected to Irminsul. These regional symptoms can indeed be a reflection of Irminsul's present state.
Everyone in Aru Village needs to take good care of themselves. Speaking of which, why haven't I seen a single village keeper since I got here?
Village keeper? Who are they? Village guards like Candace?
Does your curiosity know no bounds? Village Keeper is how Aru Village refers to mad scholars, exiled. Most of them are scholars who lost their sanity. After the academia believes that their crazed mutterings may have a negative...
Alas, that's exact, but no one in the village has ever seen them leave. If you're planning to stay around the
I've had encounters with those people in the past. I'll see what I can do to help.
The Matra are the ones responsible for their exile. Now that you're no longer with them...
Mock me if you will, but if you are guilty...
Oh, you're the former General Maham...
Is it because because you're reminded of Hypatia? Oh, these poor But, is it really a good idea to tag along with Sino?
I'll be grateful for the assistance. Let's start by finding a spot to share what we know. Although I've sent myself into exile, I'm still doing essentially the same things as before. Do you still have any questions for me before we start our investigation? One of my former subordinates told me that the academia has long... When mad scholars first arrive, they are as incoherent and deranged as before. But after spending some time here, they invariably begin to calm down. Initially, the people of Aru Village greatly resented having to take in the mad. Aru Village was struck by the strong... Suddenly, he noticed a mad scholar crouching in a corner, despite the powerful tremors that ripped through the ground that night. After that, the
soft green light? A mad scholar Paimon thinks so too. Actually, Sino, do you know if any of the mad scholars continued to...
In theory, they would continue wearing them so the academia could...
Oh, no wonder! Everything makes sense then! Add in the fact that they calmed down, it was probably Nahida who calmed them.
If you are able to draw a conclusion from this one story alone... So, what do you make of the story? Really? Lesser Lord...
What? You don't believe...
No, it's not. Lesser Lord Kusanali, the current Dendro Archon. Is she really active in Sumeru? The academia has always placed far greater importance on the late Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. They've more or less ignored Lesser Lord Kusanali, and I've never had any reason to doubt their views. In addition, I've never heard any stories about Lesser Lord Kusanali and her deeds.
No way! Nahida definitely exists!
I've spent many years interrogating criminals, so I can easily tell when someone is lying.
Good! Then you should know that we're telling the truth!
That look in your eyes. I've never seen that. How can this be? To think. Our Archon...
Alright, now it's our turn to put our skills to good use for this investigation. But easier said than done.
Excuse me, are you here to help me find my grandpa?
Huh?
By the sounds of it, a resident of this village.
My name is Isak.
Is your grandpa...
Hey, don't say that.
The person you're referring to...
Grandpa is just Grandpa. He's my family. I heard everything you said to the village chief. Please, you gotta take me with you. I want to find my grandpa. I swear I'll help. I won't be a nuisance.
Ah, so you're the one who was eavesdropping on us around the village chief's house. I was planning to go out and take care of whoever it was, but I had a vague feeling that they didn't harbor any ill intent.
Whoa. Ethan wasn't kidding.
Sorry. I was only listening in because I wanted to know where Grandpa went. Honest. If you don't believe me, you can ask Miss Candace.
All right.
Sino is super vigilant. Is this what all the Matra are like?
Ah, you're back already.
We just wanted to confirm something with you. Do you know a boy by the name of Isak?
Huh? You knew this would happen?
Yes. Although Isak's parents were both Aramite mercenaries who rarely returned to the village after flying. Unfortunately, it was only a few years before his grandpa passed away. Isak later, an elderly mad scholar arrived at the village. Isak thought that, however, the scholar was unkempt in appearance, and one summer night, the oft mumbling and bumbling Grandpa suddenly calmed down and seemed to become more lucid. So Grandpa walked up to Isak, and the next morning, Isak woke. It's said that those who saw the scholar claimed he no longer appeared to be crazy, but appeared to be living in his own world, almost as if he were sleepwalking. Isak was thrilled that his grandpa was able to find peace, and would follow him all the time, asking him things like, "Grandpa, what?"
All this somehow just makes Paimon feel really sad. It seems like they both deserve so much.
Perhaps. Nearly everyone who lives in the desert has some form of hardship or regret. It's also my reason for fighting. I must continue to protect this land.
Maybe the people have always had a...
Huh? What did you say, Sino?
No, nothing.
Perhaps you are more compassionate than I gave you.
Hey, Isak!
Oh, it's you guys!
We've cleared everything up. Let's go find your grandpa.
Really? Wow! Yeah!
Alright. Let's ask the local resident.
Excuse me. Did you happen to see what...
You mean the village keepers? Oh, let me think. When I was eating dinner the other day, I saw one of them
Okay. Did you notice anything else?
Anything else? No, I think...
The scholars that have gone missing. Have you seen them?
Those eyes. Those fierce eyes. You look like a real fighter.
Don't change the subject.
Right. You were asking about the the mad scholars. I think it's been a few days since I last saw them. I usually go, but honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them. Even though they act a little...
Do you also think Grandpa and the others are good people?
Grandpa? Oh, hello there. It's little Isak. You mean that nice man who looks like your grandpa's long-lost twin, right? He was actually the one who protected my house. I saw it with my own eyes. He happened to be staying near my house. It still feels pretty surreal now that I think back on it. Did someone teach them how to do that? Well, whatever the case, I'll always be thankful to him and whoever taught him to look out for others.
Gotcha! Thank you! Sir, have you seen my grandpa recently?
Oh, well, if it isn't Isak. Oh, your grandpa, huh? The last time I saw him, he was spacing out by the road as usual. And speaking of my wife, she's still always complaining about how I don't make enough mora. That might explain why she's always...
Oh, thank you. Thank you for taking...
It was nothing.
Yeah,
Oh, that's no good. Well, I've known you since you were very...
Wow, what a nice guy.
Okay, thank you.
Huh? Don't say anything for now. Isak, stay here. Let's head over there. Listen, see if you can make out what they're...
Have you heard? The mighty King Desh... Yes, of course I have. King Deshret is the one and only true ruler of... Still, you said... Haven't you noticed? The Delavar was saying that many people also went insane just before the fall of King Deshret's civilization in ancient times. Isn't it a sign of King De... Huh. Now that you... Exactly. Those city...
Now, repeat everything you've just said from the very...
Huh? Who are you?
My patience is running thin. You heard what I asked.
Yeah, bro, this guy's something else. Just look at his eyes. One wrong move. Let's not get on his bad side, okay? Oh, okay, good sir. What is it you would like to know?
Tell me about King...
Well, I only know a few things from here. Hey, go on. Keep talking. It's true. It's all true, sir. We desert folk have had more than enough of those people at the academia. They keep sending us all their mad scholars. Would you want to live like this if... Delavar also said that once King Deshret returns to our side, it's only a matter of time before...
Is that so?
Seems like he still wants... Got it! At first, I told myself it was just the drink. Please, don't beat me up just for mentioning...
The people here really like King Deshret, but dislike the Dendro Archon.
Where is this radical...
I haven't run into him over the past few days, so he
No, not at all. We wouldn't...
Sounds like you're not too close with the radicals.
No, of course not.
I have many ways to stop you, so you'd best just stay home and hope I don't do anything until I've gotten to the bottom.
Yes, got it. We'll do just...
That scared Paimon half to death. Sino is pretty terrifying. He didn't try to reassure us at all. It's like he's used to...
I heard that.
Sorry.
It's part of being a Matra. The rumor we heard just now seems like a strong lead. But we need to check a few more Very well.
Isak!
I'm here.
Where's your grandpa's house?
Well, I can take you there. Grandpa? Oh, he likes to be alone. Sometimes he stares at the sky in a daze, and other times he just pokes at the ground with his fingers. Every now and then, he yells out at the top of his lungs, so a lot of people are really scared of him. But he's a good person, really. I know he is. I swear, he's just like my real grandpa. This is where Grandpa usually stays.
There sure isn't much here.
No.
Incense? Please don't say it's the same same one as before. But are you okay? Are you getting dizzy or need to lie down?
There's a scent that you can sense, but I can't.
A certain traveler here once passed out from that smell. Thankfully, Tainari saved the day. And then he gave us a long lecture.
So, you know...
Huh? You know...
Yes.
Wait, surely...
No. No need. Did you first encounter this scent at Tainari's house? In the forest. From a scholar.
What are you looking for, Sino?
Here it is. Take a look right here.
Paimon doesn't see anything.
Although the traces have been completely buried in the sand, there are footprints here. From the size and shape, they belong to an adult male. This pattern is a common one from this area. The scent is quite faint, but still extant.
But who would come looking for
We'd have to ask whoever lured him away.
Huh? So you can look... Hey! What's wrong with...
Exactly. Most scholars are fond of incense. Even deep within the clutches of madness, they still yearn for their knowledge-seeking...
No.
So, someone's taking advantage of... Are the rumors really true? Could the disappearance...
It's highly likely.
Please, you have to save my grandpa. Grandpa's never done...
Sounds like we'd better help get him back. Don't you worry, Isak. We won't let whoever took him get away with it.
Let's head to Aru Village and inform Candace and the others about what we learned here.
Right. The darker fabric definitely looks a lot.
We're back, Candace! We've got a lot to tell you.
Ah, welcome back.
Sounds like everyone's friends already.
Oh, Dia's here too!
You bet. So, everything goes smoothly?
Reasonably.
Alhaitham didn't go with you?
We haven't seen him at all.
Huh. I saw him around the village entrance earlier and figured he was investigating with you. I guess he must have gone off on his own.
Did you find out anything useful? I see. So someone used a kind of incense to lead the exiled scholars away from...
The resurrection of King Deshret? First I've heard of it. Far as I know, the kind of incense you just mentioned is only popular beyond the wall. Scholars are fond of it, but as you can see, there aren't many scholars still studying around these parts. Not to mention making incense is a labor-intensive process. You won't see any... It seems someone from beyond the wall must have been supporting this.
Makes sense.
So what should we do then? Do we go back to the academia and search for leads there?
If it was any other day, that would be your next logical step. But today, you've got me on your team. Didn't you say that the villager got his news from the tavern? Well, I also like to drink at the tavern, so I know a thing or two about these radicals.
If Paimon remembers correctly, the leader of the radicals is some guy called Delavar.
Ah, yeah. Delavar, the scar-riddled bandit, Engur, the wide-eyed butcher, and Jabari, the duck-tailed bearded crook. These guys have one thing in common, and that's being broke. The rougher life gets, the more they want to believe in King Deshret. Way they see it, King Deshret's resurrection is their only chance at overthrowing the academia. Throwing all of Sumeru into chaos is the only way to change the way of life here in the desert.
Tia! You're amazing! You really know this place inside and out!
No merc can afford to slack off on gathering intelligence.
Let's head out.
Now hold on, you're staying right here.
Why?
Aru Village is not a big place. Outsiders stand out here like a sword. The desert is unforgiving, so the way of life here is also a lot tougher than on the outside of the wall. You survive on making connections out here. Compared to you, mercs like me are just third-rate amateurs. I've got no actual fighting skills to speak of. But that also makes it a whole lot easier for me to gain the locals' trust. I need to go around and ask some questions, but it'll be
Fine.
Good, then we've got a plan. The Traveler and Paimon will go to Caravan Rebot with me, and we'll try our best to...
Alright, sounds like a plan! Well, here we are again!
Sounds like you're starting to get familiar with the area.
Paimon's amazed every time we see the wall of Samiel.
I know what you mean. I had the same question. Also, why is this high wall here? And can a wall really block sandstorms? It was only after I grew up that I realized the wall of Samiel isn't just... Sumeru is run by wise and mighty sages. To them, us desert dwellers are nothing but tools that can be used and discarded at their whim. We're cheap labor, like livestock, but easier to control. Nothing more. Even if a child from the desert got the chance to obtain an Akasha terminal, almost all their requests for knowledge would be denied. The geniuses like Sataria are one...
That's terrible!
I would tear down this wall with my own hands if I could.
Hey, Thea. You're not thinking of...
No, not at all. Besides, we're here to procure
Yep! We gotta catch those...
Shh! Caravan Rebot is crawling with people, so be careful what you say. We don't want anyone to find out what we're here for. Our mission started the moment we arrived here. Let's go check out the tavern. Maybe we'll find... Just our luck. None of them are here today.
You mean, you don't see...
Tia, is that you? What a coincidence. You here for a drink too?
Zaki.
Oh, then who do you have with you here? Guests from another land? Hello, hello. I'm Zaki. Dia's, how would you put it? Drinking buddy?
We've had drinks together a few times. You could say we go back a ways. Anyway, as far as my friends here, they aren't too shabby, are they? You rarely see any Outlanders so friendly and
Absolutely. Much.
Yeah. Have you seen Edgar Delavar?
Of course I have.
I've got a spice trading deal.
Ah, how thoughtful of you.
Hey, keep it down. Let's just say I prefer to keep this deal a secret.
Yes, how considerate of you. Delavar's my friend too, so of course I can take you to him. Come with me.
Welcome, Rachel. What? So he's not at the hotel today?
Come on, it's a rare opportunity. Let's go check it out.
Wouldn't recommend going there.
Are we there yet?
Yep.
This place is practically deserted. What are they doing in a place like this?
Why don't you take a guess? Go on. A wild...
Oh no! It's an ambush!
What's this all about, Zaki?
Come on, Dia. You really think we didn't hear it? Not only do I know...
So, you've been watching it?
Uh-oh.
And you left the strongest one...
So you and Delavar have been part...
Dia! But you got one thing right. We're all...
If that's the case, then I'm sure Delavar wouldn't...
I'll be honest with you. If it weren't for what you said in the village, your little...
Delavar. And Edgar. You're here too, huh?
Long time no see.
Dia, I thought that you, a fellow desert dweller, would understand why King Deshret is greater than the Dendro Archon. Little did I know, you don't deserve to join us.
Yeah, gee, what a missed opportunity. Adopting radical views and kidnapping innocent scholars, all because of some baseless rumors. Anything else I'm missing out on?
See? There you have it. Mercenaries are just...
You're not wrong. Mercenaries are driven by Mora, and my faith lies...
Enough talking! Get him!
Just as I expected. Let's teach him a lesson, traveler.
Following orders.
Let's dance.
Need. Impossible! How could you?
So, what do you think about your meticulous network now, Zaki? How did you say it? It's only natural for a traveling mercenary like me to be out of the loop. I'm guessing your informant told you that I'm just an incompetent merc with no real fighting skills. And of course you would believe even though you heard we went to him. That so-called flame main is just a fraud. She admitted it herself. That's what you thought, right? And you were stupid enough to fall for it. I figured as much the first time we drank together. You all thought you were so smart, but... Okay, that should be all of them.
Whoa! So you've been planning this since we were in Aru Village?
No task can be done without preparation. I just happened to notice a...
Oh, but instead of catching them right away, you let them report...
Those two who were snooping around were just a couple small fries. If we...
Oh, you mean the...
That's just a bunch of drunk talk. Edgar and Delavar like to talk themselves up when they're... Alcohol has a way of making people share what they really think. So Edgar...
What about about Zaki?
He's just a numbskull who fell right into our trap. Zaki was probably the best hidden of them all. My initial plan was to find Delavar first, and that's what you wanted to ask when we were at Uncle Anpu's house.
Wait, so he's a radical?
No, he isn't.
Wow.
Ah, you're too kind.
So, that thing...
About what?
About how mercenaries only care about Mora.
Does that bother you? What makes you so sure?
Dia, do you dislike the
You two are pretty sharp. No, I don't have anything against the Dendro Archon. I've heard a lot of nice things about the Lesser Lord from Dunyarzad. Dunyarzad's just an ordinary person. There's no way a god would be so involved. I've begun to realize that the sages are behind everything that's happened recently. The Radicals' blind belief in King Deshret, making the Dendro Archon out to be an enemy. But I see through it all. And unlike them, I can never be hostile towards anyone who's never done anything wrong.
Dia.
Anyway, looks like we're done with business here. This should be all of them. I'll let you take it from here.
All right. I'll be in touch. Until then, please...
Candace, do you need any help?
Candace will be okay on her own. I trust her, so you can too. She's been guarding Aru village for quite some time now. If anyone is qualified to question the offenders, it's...
While I'm questioning them...
I'll meet you back here tomorrow morning, Traveler. As for these idiots, let's just hope they live to see another day. Right on time. We'll know any moment now.
Paimon's been wondering. You seem to know Candace pretty well. Have you been friends for a long time?
We've known each other for some time now. She's a pretty interesting person. Even though she's an extremely strong warrior, she never misuses her powers against others.
Oh, Paimon knows what you mean.
Yep, I guess you can put it that way. Us mercs, on the other hand, we pretty much live from one day to the next.
Well, Paimon thinks you're great.
Really? Thanks for that.
Oh, Sino's here, and he's...
Yes, I was here yesterday to help out a little.
To help out? By doing what?
Sharing some interrogation.
Oh, you mean you taught Candace some more...
Right.
Come on in, everyone.
Come on, let's go inside.
Candace, where? Whoa, you look furious.
Do I? Oh, there's no mask that can hide true.
Perhaps I need to work on my composure. Still, it's perfectly
Yes, ma'am. Please, don't beat it.
Well, looks like Sino taught her well.
You fear death yourselves. The ones you call mad scholars are known to us as the Village Keepers. They are vital members of our community. And you come here to my village, and you treat my people as nothing more than stepping stones towards your goal. Tell me, what would you do to you in my position?
Mercy!
You've made your bed.
We may all be desert dwellers. The people of Aru Village care little about... A war would only cause us to...
We understand. We're sorry. I'll tell you everything I know, but...
I'm listening.
You might not... Some mystery man told us that mad scholars will make the perfect sacrifice.
They're called Village Keepers. Slip up again.
Yes, sorry. It was all that mystery man's doing. He told us to spread the word about King Deshret's resurrection and talked us into helping him. I'm not...
That's one.
Huh? One what?
Strike. You get a total of 3.
Wait, I'm telling the truth. We don't know anything. He got us to lure them out of their house. You gotta believe me, please.
That was indeed the truth. Traveler, go on.
You have to believe me. If I knew that, I would have told you his name right away. I'm not risking another beating to keep his secrets. No way. That guy, he wears a cloak, and he's always careful to cover his face.
I believe I may know what's going on.
Uncle Anpu.
Smooth.
Okay, speak.
If my suspicions are correct, this mystery man they speak of could be from the academia. Some time ago, it strikes me now that this secretive character...
Which means it's highly likely... They were the ones who brought them here to begin with. Now they're trying to take them back?
Not the academia again.
Just as I thought, but what could they want with the village?
People are nothing but tools in the eyes of the academia. A change in their plan... Regardless.
You're right. Isak,
time to go.
Yes.
You got it.
All right.
Let's meet back. Where did you come from?
Well, as you...
You were gone for ages! And now you're suddenly sitting here musing to yourself? Where have you been anyway? Hey, what's with the silence?
You never think things through before...
Paimon's so mad! Paimon's gonna give you an ugly nickname! There's just nothing super obvious...
Well, you've heard nothing to suggest I left this whole time. Anyway, you...
Yep. Enough with the silent treatment!
No. I'm just surprised that you decided to team up with him.
All Hatham. You haven't helped us out at all ever since we arrived at Aru Village. Bold of you to question our choices.
Yeah, you're all talk.
While you were investigating, I had my own work to do.
Really?
To be honest, we aren't really a team, so I have not to mention that going separate.
Huh? Right here in the village?
Correct.
What did you learn?
I'm going to take you to someone.
What does that mean?
How do you think the residents of Aru Village feel about what we're doing? In other words, do you truly believe every single word the villagers tell us?
You mean some of them lied to us?
Hiding the truth does not necessarily equate to lying. Again, these people have their reasons. Remember what Candace said? Most people in Aru Village don't necessarily care. By contrast, the perils of their daily lives are ever-present concerns. They won't. Glad you're following along. Among those you have talked to, there's someone who was consciously keeping you out of the loop. The reason being, to someone who only wants to live their life in peace, any external factors introduce unpredictability.
Those eyes, those fierce...
Don't change this.
It's quite obvious that she's intimidated by...
Right.
She corrected her...
I think it's been a...
Remember?
But honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them.
After speaking to the village chief, it became clear that by getting involved with an outsider, she risks drawing unwanted attention.
I'll pass on that. You said that she is afraid of me.
We're on it!
Miss Shawnee, as we discussed her.
Mr.
Huh?
Go ahead and talk to her. Go on. Earn her trust.
Is it really that simple?
May I call you Traveler? Hi, Traveler. Do you think the resurrection of King Deshret can truly change Sumeru for the better? Why's that? That's very similar to what Miss Candace says. I know you two are friends. Before, I wouldn't even have the courage to ask, Traveler, do you believe our lives will...
Yeah, we came, but even so, we have friends in Sumeru, and we want to help them.
I want to trust you. My apologies for posing my questions like that. To be honest...
Al-Haytham told us you have your reasons. It's okay,
The fact is that I'm... Some believe in the Dendro Archon, while others believe in King Desh.
Speaking of which, the radicals mentioned that...
Yeah. Slowly, I just stopped talking to people, and then it happened. The village keepers who had helped me disappeared with no explanation, and I didn't dare...
You can tell them. I'm sure he'll keep your secret.
All right. I'll tell you what I told Al-Haytham. I actually have a sharper sense of hearing than most. Perhaps. It used to be louder and...
I confirmed this with the guards on night duty. They also have someone with a good ear, and but because we're in the middle of it...
There's really nothing around these parts, except for...
I think they used to use it for treating Elazar.
Yeah, let's go! unusual shape. And they're monsters! Watch out!
Everyone hold hands! Hey!
That's close enough.
Everyone hold hands!
I'll be back.
Let the show begin. Hey! They were easier to deal with than Paimon had expected. Super strong bandit? He looks super serious. We gotta stay on our A game too.
This is the one. Let's go in and take a look.
Hey,
Patience. Shawnee says she only hears the crying at night. We have time to burn. Until then, I'm taking a break.
and just like that, he sits down. What are you reading? Let Paimon see!
Okay, sure.
Huh?
So,
Oh, Paimon gives up. You keep reading your book. See ya! How is he so relaxed? Look at him, reading an impossible book in a creepy place like this. Hey! Paimon's... And anyway, it's not Paimon's fault that the books people read in Sumeru are so complicated. getting so sleepy. Huh? What was that sound?
There it is. It's coming from that direction.
Is the sound coming from here? Huh. Paimon's not seeing anything.
Hmm? It's from below.
But there's no way we can get down.
Something is off about the interior here. As I thought, there's a hidden structure.
Whoa. It's like they tucked another... Oh, it looks like there are other mechanisms around.
Everyone hold hands.
Let's dance.
I see everything.
Look, there's someone over there. Good idea. Let's approach him.
Wait. You're...
He can't speak, and his eyes are unfocused. Also, why is he...
Didn't expect to see him.
You know him?
He's Razak, a senior of mine at the Academia.
He's a scholar too?
No. Razak was never involved in any of those things. Leaving that question aside for the moment, him being here alone means that we might be too late. Looks like they've already taken everyone away. For whatever reason, they left Razak here. There are drag marks on the ground. They're clearer by the doorway. Someone was forcefully drawing a cart that...
Loaded?
That is one possibility. It looks like they were in a hurry, as if they were afraid of being... The symptoms are...
Huh?
Allow me to jog your memory. Don't you think his symptoms look familiar?
Oh!
Correct. The Academia is behind all of this. It isn't difficult to deduce their rationale. First, these rumors were all the persuasion that the radical, as well as being able, life for the desert dweller, many would give everything they have for the prospect of something better. Anyone looking to exploit that for their own ends simply needs to make a few empty promises. Even if complications arise, people will see that those involved, the notion of an academia.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. But there's still one very important question.
Throughout this process, first, they were scholars. Then, they became lunatics. After that, they were exiles. An exile is still... If you can't find someone, you have no way of knowing what exactly happened to them.
Resource?
One possibility is...
Extracted? You mean canned knowledge comes from people's brains?
With the technology of the perhaps the process...
So, the human brain... Nope, nah, Paimon doesn't want to think about this.
I'm the Academia scribe, after all. I'm familiar with their projects. Anyway, judging by Rizak's state, the contents of a divine knowledge capsule were extracted from his mind. But, or perhaps, his curiosity got the better of him.
Paimon's a little confused.
The look on your face tells me you've realized the answer. That's right. However, the Academia is going out of their way to look for forbidden... I've spent quite some
You mean you're not even...
All scholars seek to expand the horizons of knowledge, but I'm not particularly interested in gods, so I don't share their degree of zealotry. Extracting information from people as if they were lifeless objects? If this is the direction of academic progress, then the Academia may as well shut...
Sounds like you're really against...
Of course. The Academia's actions run contrary to their rules. Whether it be academics or knowledge, everything... This matter needs to be...
Wait! Didn't you step in to help because you felt sympathy for those poor...
Not to be callous, but no. My criteria are... There is no shortage of suffering in Sumeru, and the same can be said for the...
Probably not. Paimon's not sure.
You can say that. Simply put, I don't blindly place my faith into strength or... The divine knowledge capsule is something I want to investigate in full. That doesn't mean I'm willing to take action for the sake of a few strangers.
Paimon's been wanting to say this for a while. There are a lot of bad guys in the Academia, but...
You're probably right. Though I must say, I quite enjoy this feeling. Uniqueness is also an asset, is it not?
Wow, that's a great way to think about it. Paimon's really impressed.
I'm just a more likable person than her and... He won't last long if we leave him here. Let's take him with us. We'll work out our next step after we return to Aru Village.
We're back!
You must be tired. You should rest and take some walk.
What's the situation?
Who's this?
Unfortunately, somebody who's too young to take on the role of Isak's grandfather. Nevertheless, he's one of the people we're trying to find.
So, at one point in time, the abandoned Elazar Hospital served as the Academia's site for extracting divine cant knowledge.
Yep, pretty much.
Their plan must have been implemented at some point before we arrived at Aru Village, since divine cant knowledge has been in circulation for a while. Yet, they
Huh. Yeah, why is that?
We may have a mole in our midst. One of us could be secretly revealing our whereabouts to the Academia.
Huh? Are our friendships...
Looks like none of you have realized wherein lies the issue. Sino, you're—
Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
Choose your next words very carefully.
It is simply a logical inference. I have my reasons.
So what you're saying is interesting. And here I thought you were the most suspicious one, Al-Haytham, since you were always acting
I know. You have a point, but I realized something as we were returning from the hospital. Sino isn't like any of us.
What are you trying to say?
Do you still remember who you are, General Mahamatra? As a Matra, you are no doubt privy to certain kinds of information. Simply put, the Academia has traditionally allowed— if you want to raise a vicious wolf, you—
The Academia?
It's not that simple. The Academia has eyes all over Sumeru, but they have a special protocol for dealing with you. Every so often comes a Nyagarbaha Day. On this day, the Academia enters new information into the Akasha through knowledge capsules. I remember seeing the thick notebook next to the control panel once.
You're saying that the Academia entered my information, but what's the point in doing that?
The Akasha is capable of computation. The Akasha's algorithms are entirely capable of predicting your movements using the data entered. When you—
It predicted my every move.
The Academia has been watching you longer than you—
So that's how it is. Sino adheres. Tenacity of will and steadfast faith are worthless to the Academia. They need scholars. Sino, don't take it to heart. This—
They escaped.
Don't blame yourself. It's not like any of us would have known.
I have an idea. If they predicted my movements, then I might be able to get—
Whoa, you bounced back fast.
There is always an opportunity—
Oh, so that's how it is! Paimon gets it now! If the Academia is trying to avoid Sino, then the safest place would be... Yep, that's right!
They'll want to proceed in the direction opposite of where I'm going. I must go.
There's also something I want to investigate.
Let's go, guys! After him!
Please, wait! I want to go too!
You want to go too? If so, you have to promise you'll stay safe.
I want to find Grandpa. I promise I'll be careful and not cause any trouble.
Everyone, I leave him in your hands.
Yay! Let's go! Remember to pack some food with you! Paimon feels like we're... go from here?
Yes. After leaving the village, we should head straight toward the desert.
I know the desert like the back of my hand.
Is that because you play here a lot?
Yep. One time, Grandpa almost got lost in the desert, but I was the one who brought him back.
There's something here. What's this?
It's buried in the sand.
And Paimon thought running around everywhere was already enough work. Okay.
These are likely fragments of an Academia-developed device. Something that looks like there were more than one village keeper. Let's split up and search the area. Chances are that we'll find...
Is this what we're searching for?
This is definitely a device you...
How did it end up buried in the sand? They must have been attacked a...
Wait, what?
Grandpa, I hope you're okay.
Don't worry, your grandpa's gonna be fine.
Rizak didn't display any signs of starvation or dehydration.
We should be able to catch up.
One more thing. Given that the device had been... I believe the attack must have happened prior to the sandstorm.
Let's keep going. They can't have gone far.
Ugh, but running on sand is so tiring.
But you're flying, aren't you, Paimon? Is flying over sand tiring too?
Ugh, of course it is.
I'll protect us.
Voices, over there. It sounds like an argument.
Whoa, you have really good ears.
Don't get any closer. They'll notice us.
Dia's talking with the Eremites? Very interesting. Let's listen in.
If you had informed me sooner, there'd be plenty of room for us to...
You're one of us. We would never lie.
Scholars. You don't know as much as I do. Need...
I knew it. That's our Dia.
Dia? Why would you... Dia!
Hey, what are you doing?
Huh? Didn't you say you'd help me find Grandpa? What?
Well, look...
This complicates things.
You've betrayed Aru village?
So, this is the great General Mahamatra. Dia, you'd be better off as my assistant than hanging around with this motley crew. Seen for yourself. I have the means and methods, and my idea...
I'm not the type that's easily swayed, Raman. You of all people should know that.
Wait, what's going on, Dia? Whose side are you on here?
Shut it, Paimon.
It doesn't matter. Whichever side you pick, nothing can deter us from the grand mission of resurrecting King Deshret.
Face the facts, Raman. It's not gonna happen. You should understand that more than anyone.
I'm a desert dweller and a proud follower of King Deshret.
It's not too late yet. The village mad scholars aren't gonna—
You don't understand, my dear lady.
Even if it'll expose you to the academia? Even if they end up disbanding?
Yes. We've waited a long time for this day to come. The sun and the moon, with these scholars in our custody, will stomp the Academia's forces and—
Ridiculous. Think about it. The Academia controls the entirety of Sumeru. Your power— If you still don't believe me, then try asking these two men. They're all—
They look more like pawns of the Academia to me. Filthy traitors. You—
It's impossible to communicate with someone so hostile. Perhaps we should.
Do you really believe that by kidnapping the scholars, you'll be able to negotiate with the Academia? These people have no value as bargaining chip. These scholars were exiled from the Academia. I, on the other hand, am their—
Wait, you can't be serious.
So, you want to—
Precisely.
What are you thinking? What if they decide to kill you instead?
Well, that would be bad luck for me. However, I'd get the chance to
Think you can talk me over with that confident look of yours?
I'm not trying to persuade you. I'm using this as a means of—
You are the scribe. What do you have against the act?
Not all desert dwellers—
You Academia scum. Every last one of you is nothing but a hypocrite.
Not so fast. I'll hate them. Do you stand by everything you just said? You know you're making a dangerous decision, right?
I do.
Good. Raman, hear me out. These people are my friends. Maybe you can't take the followers of the Dendro Archon—
We've known each other for years. Of course I do.
In that case, I'm willing to vouch for their honesty with my right arm. Come on, Raman, don't be a coward.
An arm from the Flame Mane. What if you refuse to oblige? What should I do then? No one's a fool here, Dia. We're mercs.
You're not wrong, but this is different. I promised my friends that we'd bring back the village keepers together.
Let's do it right here then. Give me your right arm as proof of your resolve.
Don't listen to him! He's not even trying to negotiate!
That's fine.
Are you crazy?
We came here to save lives. One arm for that many people is still a pretty good deal, if you ask me. Raman, I'm holding up my end of the deal here. You'd better not—
Sure. Go ahead and cut off her right arm.
No! Dia! What are you gonna do? Think of something!
You don't have to go this—
That's not for you to
do it!
Dia! Run!
Stop!
What's wrong? Can't—
Flame Mane, you and I are both desert folk. Cutting off your arm is no different than cutting off— You've shown me that you're serious. Go on now, take your friend.
Phew. I was really counting on him not going through with it.
Dia! That was
Then I just have to hold my claymore with my left arm. Okay.
Don't ever make a promise like that again. I can deal with the likes of them. If it came down to it, you would not lose to them either.
I don't doubt it, Sino. But this is about more than me and them. Even if we got rid of one bunch of radicals, there are
I'm sorry, Dia. I should have stayed put and listened.
It's okay. I promised you I'd help find your grandpa.
Whatever it takes? You just might be scholar material.
Huh? Are you serious?
The Eremites once said that I was a lunatic.
Why does it feel like he's using his praise for me as an excuse to brag about himself? Okay, let's get moving.
You're all here so early.
Looks like we have everyone here. Isak, are you sure you want to come with us?
I'll watch from a safe distance. Dia, I want to be there to bring...
Okay, let's go then.
Dia, wait.
What's the matter?
I heard that you were quite reckless
Fine.
Huh. They got here before us.
Uh-oh. Is it because Paimon overslept by 5 minutes and held everyone up?
Is everything ready?
Absolutely. Although, you brought fewer people than I imagined.
Bring him over.
Grandpa! Why is there only one of them?
Rahman, I've always thought of you as a man of his word. What's this about?
It's a one-for-one exchange. And let me put it this way. Agreeing to any kind of deal with the Dendro...
You stay right there!
Playmate! What do you think you're doing?
Grandpa!
Don't you see this blade here? You coward! Why are your hands shaking? Wait a second! It's a earthquake!
Paimon's dizzy.
This day's going just great.
What a nuisance.
The sand dune collapsed. I saw an energy field. It glowed green with dendro. Just like you said, it may well have been the remains of Lesser Lord Kusanali's power inside the scholar's body. The dendro orc.
Grandpa?
Hey, look.
There used to be a...
It seems that when the sand dune collapsed, it exposed these underground structures. The symbols on the gate belong to King Deshret's civilization. This structure must be ancient. Over time, the sandstorms completely buried it and left it in the state we see now. It could have been an underground palace.
Oh, a miracle. Praise King Deshret!
What's he doing here? And his men?
They must have fallen down. Most of them seem in really bad shape. Except for him. He got off lightly.
Mind your head.
No, this isn't the time for conflict. Our exalt...
He's not actually gonna go in there, is he?
As it happens, I want to take a look inside too.
What are you doing?
Don't you think it's curious? 1 minute, Lesser Lord Kusanal, 2 major deities.
Paimon thought you weren't interested.
Indeed. New discoveries are always...
Raman, what are you gonna do about your men?
I'll just let them lay here. King Deshret...
It's full of life here. This defies comprehension.
Yeah, and there's so many plants. It's so pretty.
Sir Raman.
What, huh? Are you mocking me? What do you...
Interpret it however you want. But there's something...
Whatever you say. It's not like I have a vision.
There's nothing to be angry about.
It does seem...
show begins. Everyone hold hands.
Our bond is strong.
Protect us. I see everything.
show begins. Get with me!
That's a sight to see. King Deshret's splendor surrounds us.
There's so much vegetation here. It's different than what I expected.
Sure are a lot of plants for a desert.
That's what I call divine providence of King Deshret.
It's getting brighter! Oh, it looks so beautiful!
Wait. What's that?
A load of flowers. And it looks like there's something among them.
These are...
They left something behind.
What does it say?
Here lies our faithful priest Kasala. His wisdom is a miracle among the...
You can read, ancient...
Of course.
He's not serious, right?
There's still something off about this place. The scent of life.
Is this it?
Analyzing.
There seems to be a hidden message. Excellent. There's a device from King Deshret's...
Isn't sharing knowledge against them?
Yes. How... You'll understand after watching it.
Civilization is born of knowledge, but so too can knowledge be its demise. A disaster caught us unaware. It was knowledge that did not belong to this world. King Deshret brought this forbidden knowledge into our world, and it quickly spread like a plague. People's minds were filled with crazed whispers. Dark gray scales spread across their bodies. Even the land was stripped of its vigor. Only a desperate, deathly silence remained. Were it not for greater Lord Rukkhadevata from the forests, the damage would have been irreversible. She summoned the priests to build temples and infused into them the divine power of life. The disaster was miraculously tempered, and the embers of our civilization were preserved in Aru village. Alas, the miracle could not last. As long as forbidden knowledge continued to exist, it would forever blight this world. In the end, the proud king of the desert, my eternal lord, chose to sacrifice himself. I have spent my whole life since guarding one of these many temples. But now, my duty is coming to an end. As I close my eyes for the final time, the sight of that noble deity will appear in my vision once more. In helping King Deshret to eradicate forbidden knowledge, she exhausted her strength, and her form became that of a small child. How strange. Now that I think of her, I no longer have any fear of death, for I sense that the spirit of life will abide with me during my eternal sleep. Children of the desert, cling no longer to past grievances, but hold tight to the memory of this act of benevolence.
What was that?
The priest's memories.
No. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata.
But...
Was that the form?
You might be distrustful of the Akash. You've just witnessed his priest's life.
I've never heard about any of this. The surviving followers of King Deshret all gathered in Aru village. King Deshret's death. We saw her as nothing more than a traitor, who stabbed us in the back in our moment of...
You were blinded by your prejudice.
If I hadn't seen this for myself, if I hadn't witnessed his last words with my... How could I ever begin?
Raman, give it a rest. You're starting...
Dia, my Eremites and I, what are we even fighting for?
Hey, how you doing?
I should probably go.
What's your next move gonna be?
Oh, I know it, but please...
It's not gonna be...
Well, I guess that's for me to deal with. Dia, this is where our camp's located.
When would be a good time for...
Tomorrow. I'll convince everyone that we're all on the same side. And I'll return every last one of your your village keepers.
You seem to finally understand that our true enemy is the sages.
Yes. The gods...
That must have been rough, but he seems to have figured...
Ramon's no fool. Being the leader of your own faction in the desert is no easy feat. It's too bad he was held back by his belief in King Deshret. But now that that's changed, I guess we have a few more people on our side.
The outcome, at least...
We should get going too. Let's head back. Have a proper Sino, we're leaving!
Stop yelling.
Raman, we're here.
Everything's been arranged. So,
I guess all I can say now.
don't mention it. But we share a common cause now.
Where are the perpetrators?
I'll bring you to them.
So these are the people who kidnapped the village keepers.
Oh no, it's the scribe!
There's no need to yell.
We've been all over the desert trying.
That's right.
General Mahamatra? No, no!
Whoa. The moment they set eyes on Sino, they turned pale and...
You should have known that I would be coming for you.
Wait, we were just following orders. You know.
No, not Sino. He's gonna tear us.
I could do worse.
Please have mercy.
Start talking.
So, your superiors have kept you quite busy.
They, wanted to extract canned knowledge.
Don't play dumb. You know what I'm really asking. They extract divine
I really don't know how to explain it.
Well, you better start talking or you'll be sorry!
You don't want to make things any more difficult for yourself, do ya?
Be my guest.
Uh-huh. That sure didn't sound like a fancy metaphor.
How did you know?
There's no use hiding it now. Yes, you're right. The Academia is working on an important and potentially world-changing project. It may seem as if Sumeru's academics are... The withering of Irminsul has been getting worse recently. The sages have tried everything they could think of, but nothing's worked. I'm always hearing them say things like, if only Greater Lord Rukadevata was still with us.
Continue.
And then, someone from the Fatui show. The doctor was previously expelled from the Academia. At first, the sages looked down at him in disdain. But when he asked them...
This is what the arrogant ignorant...
First, the Academia spent a long time constructing a divine vessel, which was based... After that, they harvested with the doctor's help, and the Akasha now functioning. Next, they decided that their new god...
It adds up.
But how do you determine whether the knowledge extracted is of...
Call it an educated guess? The Academia has been trying to figure out the exact... Nobody can explain the cause of this phenomenon. Surely you can see what that implies. If it's knowledge no mortal can comprehend...
You must have noticed by now. The Academia doesn't care about... It is as if they are cursed with a desire... Some organisms demonstrate... This is but a...
Then what does Lesser Lord... Is she not a true god present?
From the beginning. When the Academia first discovered Lesser... They found that at the time, not to mention that Lesser Lord Kusan... Slowly but surely, people began to forget about her.
So...
All right, let's try to keep our... Raman, give me a few men to help...
Sure. As you...
The village keepers you found have...
Hey! Say something! Stop spacing out!
Come on, is there...
Or I can...
Oh! Paimon!
Do you have any plans, Traveler?
Gods above, you're not talking about work.
So you were...
even though we lived through all of this firsthand?
What a whirlwind of...
It seems like there'll be more issues to face in the days...
Still, now...
It's time to make...
Indeed.
So,
Crush the sages and
Well...
the next time we gather...
Yep.
Everyone is working super hard. We should be too. Huh? I wonder when I'll be as tall as my big sister.
Everyone hold hands.
They're open!
Let's dance.
should replace my hammer. A new job. That tingle
Help protect us.
was it done? That tingle was it done?
Our bond is strong.
The wrong rod.
Everyone hold hands! Everyone hold hands! I see everything! Let the show begin.
Astra. Thank you for Add Astra.
You